Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be my June favorites. There was a lot of makeup I tried during the month of June and I have the best of the best here to show you. And June was a month of pairs. I have like 2 palettes, 2 powders, 2 bronzers, 2 blushes. I basically have 2 of everything to show you today and I cannot wait to get started. I pretty much have like half and half of my face with the different products to kind of pop in so you can see how these products perform, and I'm overall very excited to get into it. So if you're excited for today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get started. There are 2 different cream contour bronzing products I tried during the month of June that I absolutely loved. One of them is drugstore, one of them is high-end. The drugstore product that I'm talking about is this right over here from NYX. This is the NYX Wonder Stick. I have mine in the shade Universal Lights, and it is a bronzer and highlighting stick that NYX came out with. This is the highlighter that I'm wearing today and the bronzer I'm wearing on this side of my face. This stuff right here is amazing. It has a pretty affordable price and it performs like a high-end product will. It is not too often that I mention drugstore products on my channel, and that is because I just want to show you the best of the best, the things that truly sit well with me, that I love to use and that I see myself reaching for. And a lot of times I try drugstore products but I don't really see them competing with my high-end luxury products, and so I'd rather talk to you guys about the things that I actually truly love rather than the things that are just subpar in my opinion. However, that is not the case with this one right here. This stuff is amazing and it performs just as well as a lot of my high-end luxury cream sticks per se. So what I'm trying to say is that NYX really did it with these. These products are pigmented, they are so creamy, they are so blendable, they look so natural on the skin, they are extremely easy to use, literally not a flaw I could tell you about these. I absolutely love them. They blend so easily, they look so natural. I'm obsessed. I'm in love. I highly recommend it. Now, I also tried a more high-end brand of cream contouring bronzing stick this month, and I'm talking about the LYS Beauty bronzing stick. This is the most pigmented, most creamy bronzing stick product I've ever tried. When I first tried this, I applied what I thought would be a normal amount to blend out on my face and kind of get the bronzing contouring effect that this should give me. And when I tell you, it was like 4 times what I actually needed to apply to make this product work. I have learned my lesson, and since I first tried it, I have made that medium shade work really nicely for me by using a very minimal amount of it. Today in my demo, I actually used 2 different shades to show you. They were kind enough to like see my funny video I posted when I first used their stick, and they reached out and they sent me the lightest shade to try as well. So today in my demo I tried their lightest shade of bronzer, which you can see me here blending out. I had a very easy time with this one. Still very pigmented, still very creamy. It has this beautiful luminous finish to it that I absolutely love, and overall I absolutely loved it. Now I was trying to match my NYX side on the other side of my face, and so I went into the medium shade and used a teeny tiny bit of it to blend it out on top of the light shade, and it worked wonders. You guys can see it right here. This is what I have on this side of my face and I really like the look of it. Plus I was able to, combining the 2 colors, match what I had done with the NYX one on this side. Another thing that is definitely worth mentioning is that even though LYS Beauty is sold at Sephora and it is considered a high-end brand, they definitely have high-end packaging and high-end formulas, but it is a really affordable high-end brand. So I highly recommend this. Plus, if you have it, it'll last you a very long time because as you saw, you need very little of the product in order to get it to work the way that you want it to because it is so pigmented. So I love the LYS Beauty cream bronzer sticks. Love the NYX cream and highlighter stick. And so if you've been looking for a cream bronzing or contouring stick to add to your collection, I've given you a drugstore option and a high-end option. Both of them perform amazingly, and I guarantee that you will love whichever one you choose to grab. By the way, all of the products I'm talking about in today's video are of course listed and linked down below. Those are affiliate links down there, so you help out my channel if you shop through those. So if you're going for any of the products I'm talking about in today's video, please do so using the links I'm leaving you down in the description box. Let's move on to the next pair of products that I absolutely love. Now, you know it is a rare moment on my channel when I talk about a powder I like, because I am the pickiest person when it comes to powder because my skin is so dry. And this month I tried not one but two different loose setting powders that I fell in love with. When I tell you these are amazing, these are amazing, okay? So if you have dry skin, if you struggle to find powder that works for you, listen up, because I have two options for you. Option number one, this one right over here. This is the Jaclyn and Robin powder. Jaclyn Hill did this collaboration with her mother, and they came out with this powder, and this is the best powder ever. If you like your powder to have a natural to luminous finish to it, because this is not a matte powder at all, you will love this. I have it on this side of my face right here. You can definitely still see some luminosity to my face. Things look really nice and natural, a little bit dewier on this side, and I absolutely love it. This powder blurs out your pores, it prevents your concealer from creasing, and it does that in the most natural, most flattering way. It totally makes you look like you're not wearing any powder at all, and I think it is incredible. Besides that, it is extremely finely milled, so it doesn't create any texture, it doesn't create any dryness. Literally one of the best powders I have ever tried. I am so glad that I went for it and that I tried it. And I have seen you guys comment on my video that you also love it. I've seen other reviews of other people that also love it. It seems to be just like a very well-loved product all around. I highly recommend it. The next powder I have to talk about I love just as much as the Jaclyn one. The difference is that this is a more matte powder, but it doesn't make my skin look dry, and it actually blurs my pores like no other. This powder is, I think, only being sold right now at the Laura Mercier website. I could be wrong, but that is the only place where I could find it. And I tried it because Laura Mercier sent it to me, and I'm not usually a fan of the regular translucent powder from Laura Mercier. The regular translucent powder formula makes me look very dry, and it looks kind of thick on my skin. Not a fan of it, but I tried this one anyways because it looked different enough. It's also not that luminous powder that she has. I also don't like this one. It's like a whole different powder formula from Laura Mercier. I'm telling you, when I first looked for it, the first time I tried it, I couldn't find it anywhere besides the Laura Mercier website. Definitely check the links below if you're interested in this one. And this is the powder that I put on my right side of my face. It's a little bit less luminous than the Jaclyn one, but it does give me even more of a blurring effect. It has this like translucent color with like a teeny tiny bit of a hint of pink to it. It performs well all over my face and underneath my eyes. I find it to look extremely natural, and like I said, which is like the main thing for me, it is not thick or cakey. It doesn't make me look dry. It doesn't make the makeup on my face look any thicker. It is such an incredible formula. It is called the Translucent Loose Setting Powder Tone Up. Tone up is like the key word that differentiates this one from her other formulas, and I am in love, obsessed. Look at how like poreless this side of my face looks. It is incredible. If you're dry and you're looking for a translucent setting powder, you guys need to check these out. Let's move on to the next pair, and the next pair is blushes. I tried a few new blush formulas this month and I fell in love with a couple, and I'm here to show you exactly which shades I loved. Let's start with the new Benefit blushes. Benefit was kind enough to send me every single color they released, and I'm here to show you my top 2 shades from their new launch. First of all, the color Shelly, which is the color I used when I first tried the Benefit blushes. This is a beautiful peachy shade. It looks extremely natural on my face. I do like my more subtle, barely flush type of blushes, and that is exactly what this gives me. These blushes have an incredible formula, and this shade in particular I absolutely loved. The next shade I certainly wanted to share with you is the color Sunny, and this one actually reminds me of one of my all-time favorite blushes that I very rarely talk about on this channel because of how expensive it is. I think I have found a dupe for my favorite Hermes blush, and this is just a theory right now, but we are about to swatch them side by side and see. By the way, Sunny is the shade that I applied today on the left side of my face, so you can see what that looks like, and I absolutely love it. And here's my favorite Hermes blush. These Hermes blushes, $75 each, very expensive. However, they have an incredible formula that I love, and my favorite color I've ever tried from the Hermes blushes is shade 23, which is called Rosé Blush. And this is what it looks like right here, right? And then look at Sunny next to it. Does that not look like the same color? Because when I put Sunny on today, I was like, wait a minute, because that reminds me so much of my favorite Hermes blush. So let's go ahead and swatch them. Here's Hermes right there, right? Let's go ahead and try Sunny next to it. I'm nervous because I haven't tested my theory out yet. Ooh, it looks a little bit more orange. You can barely see it on the camera. There is a slight difference in the undertone. The Benefit one does look a little tiny bit more orangey, but honestly, I think that they are very close. Now I'm intrigued to see what Shelly looks like next to them, because Shelly also has a similar shade. See, now Shelly is more like a blue tone pink. It's not as similar. So the Hermes one is in the middle. Here is Shelly, and here is Sunny. Sunny definitely reminds me a lot of how the Hermes blush looks on my cheek. And long story short, I see myself wearing the heck out of both of these blushes right here. I just absolutely love the way they look on my face, and the formula of these new blushes from Benefit is quite nice. I saw on the video where I reviewed this that a lot of you said you just don't like the packaging, and I quite agree that the cardboard box packaging is not the most glamorous, but you should know that they aren't as like thick as they used to be. They have a little bit more of a moderate size to them, so if that helps with something, now you know. They still have a very similar look, but they're a little bit easier to fit into a makeup collection. Now the next blush formula I tried and fell in love with will probably not surprise you, and it is Pat McGrath. Now Pat McGrath launched a whole collection of blush duos this month. I tried 4 out of the 6 new shades, and to be quite honest with you, the only shade I actually really love is this one right here. Now I'm obsessed with it. The rest of them were just like not for me. I don't see myself wearing them all that often, but this one right here, which is what I'm wearing on my right side of the face, I absolutely love. It is a beautiful peachy light shade, a very subtle blush, which is my favorite kind, and the color is the Aphrodite Amore shade, which is the lightest shade of the Pat McGrath blush duos. These are now available at Sephora and Pat McGrath, so definitely check them out. And my favorite way of using this blush is actually combining the 2 shades, which is the way that I used it today. Pat McGrath has an incredible blush formula. It has this like really subtle sheen to the formula that does not enhance any pores. It actually looks nice and blurring on the face. Really beautiful, sleek packaging. I absolutely love this, and you now have the benefit in these limited edition blushes that you get 2 shades for the price of 1, which is amazing. So if you've been wondering about the new Pat McGrath blushes, my favorite shade that I love, because I don't love loud blushes, I like subtle, is Aphrodite Amore, and I highly recommend it. Let's talk about the eyeshadow palettes that stole the show for me this month. One of them is this teeny tiny little palette right here, also from Pat McGrath, and this is the palette that I'm wearing on my face today. $29 for 6 shades of Pat McGrath, which is not bad at all. This is her Italian formula in this little palette right here, so it is super creamy, very blendable, extremely pigmented, so easy to use, and you can go for a really nice dark and rich look with this palette, or you can keep it on the softer side like I did today. One of my all-time favorite Pat McGrath shades is this matte right here in the middle of the palette, which is what I have all over my crease and outer corner, because it is such a versatile color and so flattering on the skin. If you want to intensify this one a little bit more, you have this dark beach shade right here that will really beautifully intensify everything, and then you also have 4 beautiful shimmers that are so complementary to this palette. I absolutely love it. It has Pat's regular formula in a really nice, slick, tiny packaging that is going to be so easy to travel with. Like I said when I first reviewed this one, I don't take my Pat McGrath palettes anywhere because I don't want to break them, and they're bulky and heavy, and so the best way to travel with Pat McGrath would be this little palette right here. Plus it is only $29. So if you have yet to try Pat's amazing formula, this right here is your best bet. You're not going to get a ton of product in here. It is a mini size travel palette, but you do get Pat's incredible formula in a very convenient little packaging, and I absolutely love the color story of it. It's right up my alley with the burgundies and the purpley types of shades, so I could not recommend this little palette enough. I'm obsessed. And of course, the next palette we need to talk about that came out in the month of June is the new Nouveau palette from ABH. This palette has an incredibly sexy and sultry color story. I did 6 looks with this one total on my channel. I did a look when I first reviewed the palette, and then I followed that up with a 5 looks 1 palette video. So if you need some inspiration to use your new Nouveau palette from ABH, definitely check out that video. I really love every look in which I incorporated the purple. At first I thought the purple was kind of an odd shade to combine with the rest of these colors, but the more I tried to use it and incorporate it kind of as a pop of color into the different looks, the more I loved it, because the little purple shade added in with the rest of the more serious colors in this palette, we'll call them, just made every single look a little bit more interesting. This palette, by the way, has extremely soft mattes and very pigmented shimmers. They slightly changed the formula of like traditional ABH eyeshadow palettes, but they just changed it to make it better. Everything is just as blendable, just as easy to use, a little bit less powdery, a little bit more pigmented. No complaints on my part. I had a total blast playing with this palette this month, and I cannot wait to continue using it. Plus, I'm obsessed with the exterior. This might be my favorite exterior of all of the Anastasia palettes I have. I just love this textured, rough feel that it has. I'm obsessed. Just 2 more products to talk about, and one of them is eyeliner. Glossier blessed us with pigmented, long-lasting, colorful eyeliners that you can use on top of your eye if you want, or the way I prefer to use it, kind of smudged around and in the waterline of the eye. I pretty much have used every single shade. I did receive this in PR and I absolutely love them all. Some of my favorite colors are Fresco, which is this really intense dark forest green. I've used it in a ton of looks so far. If you're looking for a really good lilac eyeliner to put in the waterline of your eye to combine with like any purpley looks you might create, the shade Muse is amazing. I've also used this one a lot, especially when I played with my Anastasia palette because it pretty much matches the purple in that palette super perfectly. If you're looking for a mint eyeliner, which for the longest time I was looking for a really good mint to put in my waterline, they have the color Patina and it goes amazingly on there. You also have your regular kind of like navy brown and black shades if you're interested, but those are a little bit more common, not as exciting for me. Another exciting shade though is the shade Ochre, which is like a mustard yellow type of color, which will be perfect for the summer fall season. So anyways, if you're looking for really good high performing long-lasting eyeliners to put in the waterline, smudge around your eye, or even use as graphic liners, because I even did that for a look once. I really love these Glossier ones. They are amazing. And last but not least, I have found a mascara I really love, and that is the new Hypnose mascara from Lancome. It's called the 8 Hypnose, and this one has serum in the formula that will help to strengthen your lashes. I, for some reason, feel like, especially on this eye, some of my lashes have been looking a little bit longer, but that just could be me being crazy. Anyways, this mascara, when I first tried it, I was like, it's just a mascara, it's good, but it wasn't like blowing off my socks. And I told you I would keep you informed if it got better, because with mascaras sometimes they get a little bit better the more you use them, and this one certainly has. First of all, this mascara could be a weapon. This stuff super heavy. But if you don't want to use it as a weapon and you actually want to use it on your eyelashes, I also really highly recommend it. It builds up incredibly. It separates your lashes really beautifully, so you don't have any of that clumpy looking lash look. Is that how you say that? Anyways, your lashes won't look clumpy. They will look long. They will look volumized. They will look amazing. This is all I'm wearing today on my lashes, and I just absolutely love it. Definitely one of the top mascaras in my collection at the moment. I have to try it side by side with some other of my top ones to see which one I like better, but all of the month of June I have not been able to put this one down. I've been using it like crazy and it got better really quickly. I feel like I had an average experience with it maybe the first 3 times I used it, and then it started looking better and better and better and better, and I'm currently obsessed with it. So if you're looking for a new mascara, this one has serum ingredients. It'll strengthen your lashes, it gives you volume and separation, and it's not a messy mascara to apply either. I barely have to clean up around it when I put it on, and I'm the world's messiest mascara applicator, so that's saying a lot. The mascara was the last product I had to talk about today. I tried so many amazing products during the month of June, but these right here that I just mentioned to you, definitely worth checking out. If you do decide to shop for any of those, please use the links I'm leaving you down in the description box of this video, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you're new to my channel, please don't leave without subscribing. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye bye.